So tilted, it's crazy. If Phil Lock had ace king, an ace would have come, and you'd bluff every street and just give him like 70,000 for no reason. Same thing with Daniel, but no, me, you hit a deuce.
What? I hit a deuce when?
We skip ahead later in the game, and sometimes when two rivals lock horns at the table, an innocent man gets caught in the crossfire. And number 121 out of 150.
Oh, it's on me.
It's on you, Mr. Loose Cannon. Ernest Wiggins, queen 10 offsuit.
Cool.
Limps in. Daniel folds. Doyle calls. Phil Lock on the button. Folds. Queen 3 for Tony. Raises to 1,500.
Bound to hit with it this time.
Phil Hellmuth, pocket tens.
Decent-sized pair for Phil Hellmuth. He didn't re-raise last hand with ace-king. Let's see if he changes things up now.
Just calls.
Calling's going to let a lot of these other hands in the door.
Like Ernest Wiggins and Doyle Brunson. So 4 players to the flop. 6-5 jack, 2 diamonds. Tony G with a flush draw. That's 5,000. Hellmuth's along for the ride.
Jack. Jack of diamonds. Not quite the card I needed.
E-dub's out.
Doyle's out flop. Phil's tens with top pair of jacks.
Doyle raises to 25,000.
Doyle's made a good read. He thinks he has the best hand. This is a value raise.
Tony G makes the call.
Phil looking to the cameras for answers.
Is this for real? Are they recording this? I mean,
Are you recording this?
is this for real? I mean,
No, Phil, you're not being punked.
yeah, it's for real.
He does fold.
Nice, nice, nice. It's just so much fun here. I mean,
Down to Doyle and Tony on the turn. 9 of spades.
All in.
All in for Tony G.
Tilted Tony using pure aggression here.
Seen that show before.
And it works. Quick fold from Doyle.
And Tony rakes in a nice-sized pot.
Should have checked it.
Tony Steambet blows Doyle off the best hand.
If he checks it, he gets the max, huh?
Oh, man.
I thought you'd call. I wanted to fill in, so I wanted to give you the opportunity to participate. But you did. That's all.
don't worry, Tony. I just had pocket tens. That's all. I just had a bad feeling you had the
ten, you
queens.
would win.
Yeah. I had a bad feeling you had 2 queens before the flop, because every time I flop top pair, you have something. Every time I have a big hand, you have something. So,
Just wanted to give you a go, a ride.
Coming up later, the boys play a really big pot.
Pot committed. Push it in.
okay.
But up next, the poker brat really starts whining.
I just want to know if I won 1 hand in the last 60 hands.
We're going to check in a second. We're checking.
I want to know how many times you've limp folded today. Yeah.
That and more as the Tony G and Phil show continues on the best of the big game.
Do you think you can beat this game? For a chance to be a loose cannon and play on the big game this season, log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day.
You know, I feel lucky that I've got ringside chair to an entertaining duel between Phil Hellmuth and Tony G. Man, I'm right there. I can just laugh it up, and I can throw in a jab every once in a while, but seeing those two go at each other, it's priceless.
Welcome back to the best of the big game, our Tony G and Phil Hellmuth special. At this point, Phil Hellmuth is stuck over 65 grand and has resorted to the rally cap. Tony G is down nearly 120K.
Someone get Tony G a chip tourniquet.
Ace 10 for the LC.
Okay.
Limps into the pot. Daniel folds.
Late position with a big ace. Ernest really needs to start raising those big aces.
Doyle calls.
Pot. Okay, 22.
Phil Lock raises to 2,200.
Phil's trying to isolate Ernest.
And this Phil is trying a new sitting style.
That's good. I might copy you. I think that's a good idea. I like that. I think that's the best move you've made all day. There you go. I know I want to learn. I think this is good. All right, next case.
I'll show one card because I'm in the mood.
I love you anyway. I love you. At the end of the day, we all love you, Phil. You have a lot of respect now. You're taking a lot of heat.
I might have had 2 queens. I might have had...
You just need to improve the game. I'm telling you honestly, I want you to improve.
Wow.
I wouldn't book you with that stack. I'm not stupid there.
That's a big number for like 20 freaking hands.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like as bad as I've run, I might
Action
get
starts on E-dub. He's got to get rid of that.
I just want to see what they're going to
Thank you, Ernest. Thank you. Daniel Negreanu follows suit. Doyle Brunson makes it 3 straight folds. Queen Jack for Phil Lock. On the button. Raises to 1,200. Tony G. Jack Rag gets rid of it.
Tony G and Phil Hellmuth have decided to sit AC Slater style.
That was a bad call.
Really?
Yep. This time.
Could be the start of the end.
If I have air, I'm going to win it. This one. If I don't
I'm going to
connect.
check you in the dark.
Okay. I'm not betting in the dark.
bet.
I'm going to try.
I can see your underpants, and I don't think it's good. You should put your jumper on.
London, France, and Phil Hellmuth.
22.
6 Jack 7, 2 spades,
Phil Lock's flop top pair. He's going to bet in position.
and take the hand.
Why didn't I bet in the dark? It would have looked so fishy. Why didn't I bet in the dark?
Why would they let me win a pot? Why would they let me win one pot?
God, see how much success
Did I
you
win
had.
one in the last show? What was last show? Thursday? Did I win a
Are we
single
both on our
pot?
knees? We're both on our knees.
Did I win a single pot? That's
They
all I
have
want
us
to
on our
know.
knees. I'm on with you. They have us on our knees. That's what we are, Phil. You're on your
You're
knees.
both praying at the poker table. It's great, you know?
I'm not praying.
I
I'm
won.
just
On your
copying.
knees.
I think that's the best move he's made all day. I'm following suit.
Wow, man.
Everyone's drunk.
Daniel straddles, so Doyle first to act with ace-king suited.
I feel so happy for losing.
Raised to 2,200.
If Tony or Phil go bust, they'll be replaced by Screech or Preppy.
Look, I was going to get on my knees and do this chair thing too, but I realized this is your moment. I'm staying out of it. You know, it's too good. You guys have your own bubble.
Yeah, you
It's beautiful.
shouldn't.
Oh,
We're the big losers. We're the huge super losers here.
Yeah, I know.
Super donks.
Action folds on over to Daniel, who calls.
I really do.
The super.
Do they have records? I want to know. I asked the EP if they have records of like who's won all the hands, because I don't know, but it's possible I didn't win 60 hands now in a row.
Helmut's going to take a trip backstage while we see a flop.
8 ace-7, pair of clubs.
Doyle's flop top pair. Phil Hellmuth has found the craft service table.
Daniel checks. Doyle bets 3,500 and takes it down.
Had one for sure.
I just want to know if I won one hand in the last 60 hands.
We're going to check
Ask
in a
him.
second. We're checking.
I want to know how many times you've limp folded today.
It's possible I won one.
More of the best of the big game when we come back. Welcome back to the best of the big game, our Phil and Tony G special.
Oh, and they all fold, now you're steamed.
Action begins with the loose cannon Ernest Wiggins.
7, 7, 8 board,
I
whatever.
had the 7 of diamonds in my hand.
I'm not
King,
getting
queen
it.
off suit. Just limps in.
I can go for 1,000, you know?
I'll bet you I flopped a full house.
Daniel folds.
No bet.
He had 7-8
No, I
offsuit.
wanted a free roll.
Oh, he had 7-8 offsuit is what he's saying.
Action folds on over to Tony G. Playing 5 high, limping in.
Diamonds is what I had. I told you
Phil
that.
Hellmuth getting a free look at the flop.
Our loose cannon playing pretty passively again. Maybe he'll catch a piece of the flop this time.
I've been
8 deuce jack, top pair for Hellmuth. Tony G checks.
That's so much better for your frequency.
Phil fires, betting a grand.
We're like 100%.
I was 100%.
100% lie.
You just knew that was the
Maybe
whole.
I can get it through him and I'm all right.
Ernest Wiggins in position, lets it go.
Tony G called me?
Yes, he did.
Deuce what, 4?
Tony G does not like to fold to Phil Hellmuth.
There's a bet by Tony G,
Tony's paired his 5s now.
but Phil raises to 5 grand.
Yeah, he did.
We haven't seen Tony fold many pairs. We both know he loves to draw out on Phil.
Wow, good call.
Calls.
I have watched so much poker on TV. I love
The river card, the 6 of hearts.
No help to either player. Hellmuth still has the best hand.
I think I have the nuts, Tony, but I don't really like the heart. Jack's for the 10.
Not a lot of value in betting after Tony checked in front of him. Not going to be called by a worse hand very often.
Hellmuth wins a pot of almost 14 grand.
On this hand, we decided to give Phil Hellmuth a little break and concentrate on the Phil on Tony's right, Phil Lock. Here's how Chris and I called it as it went down.
You know, when all the fish dry up, sometimes I sit with the pros just to see how I can do it. You know?
Phil's not kidding. He recently logged a record-setting 115-hour poker session at Bellagio.
Woo. Now Doyle Brunson out of this hand, and another big one for Phil Lock.
Phil continues his passive playing style, just limping with ace-king.
Tony G races to 2,000.
Can always count on Tony G to build a pot for him.
Phil Hellmuth, suited connectors, makes the call. E-Dub, our loose cannon, small pocket.